Hey, it's Lavistro again, and I did say that I was going to cover things as they develop regarding certain situations, and this is one example. Let's talk about it. So that Park Place reports that Sucker Punch has finally condemned Drew Harrison Charlie Kirk comics with odd statement at the a week of gamer backlash. I just found out about it not too long ago, and well, I was falling behind on the news. But we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna get into it. So after a solid week of silence, Sucker Punch Productions has finally broken its silence of firing of longtime senior artist Drew Harrison, who was removed after making a disturbing social media post about Charlie Kirk's assassination. This acknowledgement comes after a full week of gamers flooding the comments on every post and video for the upcoming PlayStation exclusive Ghost of Yotei. But the statement released by the studio left some scratching their heads. Drew Harrison was a concept artist who had worked with Sucker Punch Studios on Ghost of Yotei. On the night of Charlie Kirk's assassination, Harrison posted a message on the social media platform Blue Sky that many read as celebrating the act of political violence. The reaction was swift and furious. Gamers across the political spectrum condemned the post, with Republicans and conservatives calling it proof of toxic culture inside gaming and others blasting it as reckless and insensitive. Within 24 hours, Sony confirmed Harrison had been removed from the project. Harrison was defiant in her ousting, claiming she would do it all again, 100 times stronger, with no remorse, might I add. But while Sony and Sucker Punch acted quickly to dismiss the senior dev, they remained silent to the public. That silence would become its own controversy. Brian Fleming, co-founder and studio head of Sucker Punch, confirmed Drew Harrison had been fired in an interview and issued what is meant to be a clear condemnation. Drew's no longer an employee here, Fleming said. I think we're all aligned as a studio that celebrating or making light of someone's murder is a deal breaker for us, and we condemn that. Kind of in no uncertain term. That's sort of our studio, and that's kind of where we are. At first glance, it's a rebuke, but the wording itself raises eyebrows. Fleming repeatedly softened his remarks with qualifiers like kind of and sort of, odd choices for what should have been an unequivocal stance. For fans expecting a lawyer-vetted corporate statement, delivery sounded hesitant, almost improvised. Why did it take a week? Even more glaring is the awkward phrasing that is the timing. Sony confirmed Harrison's firing almost immediately, but Sucker Punch itself said nothing for days. During the silence, gamers flooded the comment sections of every Ghost of Yotei trailer and post demanding accountability. The game's latest trailer currently sits at a stunning YouTube dislike ratio of 20k likes to 56k dislikes. Only after a week of pressure did the studio speak publicly. That delay has left many questioning whether Sucker Punch acted out of principle or whether it's finally spoke up only after being cornered by a furious audience. What makes this saga unique is that Sucker Punch now faces calls for boycotts from both the right and the left. On the right, gamers are livid that a developer could publicly mock political violence in the first place, accusing the studio of harboring a toxic culture. On the left, activists are angry that Harrison was fired at all, portraying it as a capitulation of so-called right-wing critics and vowing to boycott Sony titles in response. It's a rare situation where both camps are furious, and the game itself is caught in the middle. Bigger picture. Sucker Punch's belated awkward condemnation reveals just how precarious the modern gaming landscape has become. Actually, I'm going to have to disagree with you there, guy. Politics has always been making gaming a precarious landscape. And this is just another example of that. I wouldn't say how precarious it is as more as it is another example in the past 10 years of how politics has influenced gaming. I mean, I don't even like the fact that you're just calling gamers left and right. They're just gamers, in my personal view. There are people that have political leanings on both sides. There are people that put their politics first and ahead of gaming, which I would personally myself view as not a gamer. You know, there might be people who play games, but a gamer is going to put their political differences aside. You know, but it doesn't mean that right or left, you know, when we see someone glorifying violence, you know, as a human being, because gamers are humans at the end of the day, we're disgusted by that. We're not going to support such comments, and why should we reward that? Let's keep going. A single post from an employee can ignite a firestorm that threatens multi-million-dollar projects. And if the studio doesn't respond swiftly and decisively, they risk losing trust from all directions. Well, that's just business in general. I don't think it's just isolated in gaming. I think if you say something like this on a regular industry and they face backlash, you're going to be finding yourself packed. By waiting nearly a week and delivering its statement with oddly hesitant language, Sucker Punch may have only deepened doubts about its leadership. Whether Ghost of Yotei can overcome this uproar remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: the damage is already done, and both sides will be watching closely. Me personally, I'm glad that they finally made a statement, but like I said in my previous video regarding the topic, why did it take so long for them to say anything? It should not take a week. They should have just said, this person no longer works here, and they don't reflect our values and beliefs as a company, and we had to let them go. While we do respect their, while we do respect their right to free speech, what they said doesn't reflect our values, and we had to let them go. Just something like that. That's all you have to say. You don't even need a lawyer for that. But what do I know? What do you think? Are you getting the game Ghost of Yotei after this statement was made? Or are you saying no? Personally, I am not getting the game or Ghost of Tsushima. I'm going to be waiting a while longer to see if the culture and views change for Sucker Punch Studios. And hopefully this never happens again, but hopefully if it does happen again, they don't wait so long to make a political statement about something so disgusting happening in their company. Put your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, happy gaming.
Worlds clash in endless collision. Gaming news with a fierce precision. With a spark so wild it breaks the norm. In the tempest's eye, a cyberstorm. Reclaim gaming and dragon cast. Fire breathing wide, screaming loud. Lavistro's here to shake the crowd.